Yo, what up, family? Today I feel like I want to share my story. I want to share my story from chapter 1. And chapter 1 meaning my college career. Starting there, right? Starting there, working up into my senior year of college. So I definitely want to share a journey with y'all today of a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid coming into college. Because I wound up turning 18 when the school year started, but I got there at 17 that summer of July. We wanted to start classes, workouts. So I want to share this journey with y'all. And a kid who seemed like he had it all figured out, coming from prestigious school, good coaching. So this is going to be a story about expectations, reality, and what happens when the dream you're chasing might not even be yours. So this is my college journey. I want to share with y'all the real one, not the highlights, but the breakdown that led to the breakthrough. So I know I'm speaking to a lot of former athletes. So if you're a former athlete and you're questioning it, like your path, and if you ever been through similar situations, man, I would love to hear y'all's story. I would love to. Eventually, like I said, I want to get more former athletes on this pod. I'm going to turn this to something. But yeah, man, for those former athletes, man, this is for you. So I want to be able to share my story and share what I went through so the next generation doesn't have to. So I want you to picture this, right? 17-year-old kid from Philly, from West Philadelphia, stepping onto St. Joe's campus that summer for the first time, right? That first time in July, right? July, that was like second summer session, whatever the case may be. Fresh off of averaging 20 plus in the Catholic League, being the Catholic League MVP, being first team All-City, first team All-State, right? What about close to 1,300? No, my fault. I start gassing it. 1,200, 1,250 career points in high school. So pretty solid, pretty good, right? Pretty good, right? So just imagine, right? This kid, his thought process, man, I'm going to the NBA no matter where I go. It don't matter. I'm going to the NBA, right? Not thinking about it, not hoping. In your mind, you going to the NBA. So that's all he know. That's the only life he know. He's been playing basketball his whole entire life. That's the only future that makes sense. That's the only future that feels like it's going to validate him as a man, as a person. Everybody around you pushing and not saying they have all the information or knowledge, but he going to the NBA. So that's the only thing you feel like is going to validate you, and anything outside of that won't validate you. Right? So, like I said, that's the only thing that makes sense. Everything else, getting the degree, the backup plan, you want to call it, the plan B, the just in case. To me, that was for other people. That was for other people, not him. You get what I'm saying? His parents, family, everybody proud. First in the family to play Division I basketball, to play Division I sports that he knows of. But nobody really knew what that meant. Nobody knew what that looked like. Going on to these visits at these Division I schools, him and his family didn't really understand what was going on. Nobody knew how to navigate. Nobody knew what the formula was to get to the NBA, right? Nobody knew how to help, what the first step would look like, what, you get what I'm saying? So So just think about him and his family just basing everything off talent. What you know now, I know people that's watching this, y'all understand. It's who you know, right? Yeah, I know what a lot of people say, man, basketball is politics. And a lot of people say that who weren't favored in the politics. But it is. So learning for what I know now, it ain't just about talent, right? But here's what start happening immediately. Immediately. The competition is different. These guys are hungry. These are all good high school basketball players who were the man on their team, the man on their AAU team. What's the statistics of people going to Division I? It's very low, right? So that was just a tangent real quick. But just think of it, right? The competition is different. Like I was saying, all these guys are the man on their team. Best player on high school, best player on AAU. Right? Best players from Eddie City State. Kids who dominated since they were little kids. Always been dominating. People always knew, oh, you going to Division I, he's nice. Right? And for one moment in his life, and for the first time, not saying the first time, but for a moment in his life, doubt crept in. And not just the doubt, not the doubt in his ability, right? But something a little deeper than that. Y'all following me? Something that took years for him to fully understand. Did this kid really want to go to the NBA? Or were those just expectations that have been placed on him by everybody else around him? Tell him that he's good, he can go to the NBA, but not really understanding what that truly looked like, what that meant, what that work ethic looked like every day, what that mindset was every day, how you got to wake up every day. You know what I mean? How you do everything is how you do one thing is how you do everything, in a sense, right? They say that. But because when he got there, right, he saw people who were really hungry, people who really wanted to go to the NBA and had real plans, real support, real blueprint, right? They had people showing up, right? They had connections. It might have been the AAU coach might have been connected to some scouts, or one of the AAU coaches might now coach in the NBA, or they came from, like I said, they came from these AAU teams that already had a lot of NBA players. And he started looking at himself like, do I have any of that? Like, do I have any of this? Do I got this? Do I have those connections? Can I really go to the NBA? I'm seeing these guys. He's seeing these guys, because a lot of it wasn't people out working them. He's just seeing a lot of other things that were going to the NBA besides working out. It's like, oh man, these connections. I'm like, that doubt was like, damn, can I go to the NBA? Is hard work the only thing that gets you to the NBA? For some people it do. So when you see these other players and their support system, the AAU coaches, the coaches in the NBA relationships, their cousin might be in the NBA. Like, that's when it hit you, like, it ain't just about talent, right? Going to the NBA is a lot of other things. Things nobody talked about, things nobody knew, things nobody knew about. Things his family couldn't have known to prepare for. Like, seriously. So his coaches recruited him for his potential, right? But now you start to realize potential doesn't mean playing time. Being good in high school doesn't mean you're gonna be ready for the next level. And getting this kid getting in that St. Joe's, pretty good resume, right? So, and for him, trying to hold on to the NBA dream while slowly realizing that maybe, just maybe, he didn't do his proper homework on this journey and what it's going to actually look like and what it's going to actually take. There probably were people in front of him who were actual NBA players, had much more experience in the college game. This kid just going into St. Joe's, no research, like craziness. Think about that. So that 17-year-old was me, obviously, right? That was 17-year-old was me, and I was about to learn that sometimes the dream you're chasing isn't the journey you actually need to be on, right? But first, I had to survive this awakening that happened. Like, there's no regrets. There's no regrets, because what I got out of it, the lessons are life lessons that I would never forget. And what I didn't know was going to happen was going to just crack me right open. And so I want to share with y'all what that looked like. Definitely in the next video. So if you resonate with this story, you feel like, if you ever felt like you're living someone else's expectations, you're living someone else's dreams, and if you're a young athlete going through this right now, this journey right now, so stay with me. Stay with me, because what comes next in this is real transformation. The breakdown that became the breakthrough. The moment everything shifted in my life, from a spiritual, mental, and physical level. So y'all, man, listen, drop a comment if this hits you, if this resonates. Share this with someone else who might need to hear this, someone who's going through this possibly now that you might know. And also check up on them. Any former athlete, or even just regular people. Just check up on them, see how they mentally, see what's going on, how they mentally feel. So yeah, so make sure y'all just subscribe for the journey. So I'm gonna post the next video. I'm gonna drop part 2 coming soon. So trust me, if you don't want to miss it, you don't want to miss what happens next. Because I'm going to go through the real. Peace.